we are with our third quarter market update. And yes, I have to admit, I did not get our video update done for y'all for second quarter. We had a very busy summer. Not an excuse, but it did not happen. So we have got a great third quarter market update for you, give you guys great information on what's happening in our local real estate market, Muscogee and Harris County, Russell and Lee County. I've got Jared here for all of our mortgage information, so we're going to be talking about that. All right, let's dive into where the numbers are and what's been happening so far this year for 2026. We're going to start with Muscogee and Harris County. For third quarter, right now, we've got about 583 active listings. Last year, this time, there were 485 active listings, so that's an increase of about 20% in inventory. It is still low inventory compared to historic numbers, but we have seen inventory numbers go up some. Pending sales, right now there are approximately 267 pending sales. Last year this time there were 311. So that's a decrease in pending activity of about 14.2% from last year, this same time frame to this year. So not really what we want to see. We really love to see as inventory increases that we're also seeing an increase in pending sales. So not the most ideal situation for us, but hey, I'm not here to talk ideals. I'm here to talk facts and reality. So this is what you get. Closed sales so far this year for the entirety of the year through the end of third quarter was 1,818 closed sales. This same time last year, it was 19,050 closed sales. So that means we are down in closed activity, closed volume, about 6.77%. Again, not what we would hope for. I was certainly very hopeful this year we'd see numbers kind of rising. And for those of you who have been tracking these market updates for the last 5 years that we've been doing them, you know that from about 2023 through this date, each year we have had volume going down, number of transactions going down. So at some point, it's going to go up, but it's not 2025. So we'll see what 2026 has to bring as we round out fourth quarter. Okay, average sales price for Muscogee and Harris County for the first part of this year through September 30th, average sales price has been $286,000. And this time last year, it was $271,000. So that is an increase of about 5.68% in what the average sales price has been. And you've also heard me through these years, like at no point has our average sales price gone down. It keeps going up. So think about what that means with inflation and the fact that overall sales volume is down, but pricing is up. Sort of indicative of what's happening in the market in so many ways. Average days on the market so far this year has been 42 days. This time last year it was 37 days. Not a huge difference, but through the years, well, really since 2022, we have seen that average days on market just creeping up. Each quarter, it's a little bit more, a little bit more. Looking at Russell and Lee County, what's been happening there for this first 3 quarters of the year to date? Where are we? All right, active listings is about 320, and this is Russell and Lee County on the Alabama side, not including Auburn. Let me say that. It does not include numbers from Auburn. So the majority of Russell and Lee County. Active listings, 320. This same time last year, it was 250. That's an increase of about 28%. Pending sales, there's currently about 129 pending sales. And this time last year, it was 155. So that's a decrease in pending sales of about 16.77%. Closed sales. There have been 924 closed sales so far this year. This time last year, it was 974 closed sales. So that's a decrease of about 5.13%. Average sales price is $292,800. This same time last year, the average sales price was $278,000. little bit of a difference there. Increase of about 5.25%. So again, same thing across all the counties. We're seeing volume, number of transactions down, but pricing continuing to rise through these years. Average days on the market, about 42 days. This time last year, about 35 days. So, again, incremental increases there. What does all of this mean for us? That's a good question. I don't have the crystal ball, and I quit a while back trying to figure out exactly where markets are going. What I can tell you is it's very interesting. There's no way for me to predict when I put something on the market what is going to happen with that listing. We do still have some properties that get multiple offers, but even those multiple offer situations are not crazy competitiveness like they were years ago when people were inflating price and asking, all kinds of crazy things were happening. So even though we are seeing on some select properties, still seeing some multiple offers, the negotiations are still a lot more mainstream. And I would say overall, one of the questions I get a lot is it a buyer's market or a seller's market? And that's not a question I can really give any definitive answer to. I would say it's a much more balanced market from a negotiating standpoint. There's more, what we would consider more reasonable negotiation happening between buyers and sellers to get contracts to come together. So it's not like buyers are winning all the things and sellers are losing out, or sellers are winning all the things and buyers are being held to stringent negotiations. There's a give and take that's happening now that, in my opinion, is more balanced in the real estate world. So I can't really tell you, sometimes some negotiations feel more like a buyer's market. In some negotiations, especially if we end up with something that has multiple offers, those might feel a little bit more like a seller's market. But even in all of those negotiations, there's more of a balance of what's happening between the transactions of closing costs and sales price and buyer agent compensation and all those things that come into the negotiation process. It's a lot more balanced than it was, let's say 2022. So that's what's happening right now through the end of third quarter. Of course, here we are going into fourth quarter in October, rounding out the year. I do not expect that there's going to be any kind of major change in what the trend for this year is going to be. We're probably still going to be down in overall number of closed units and up in overall inventory from where we've been over the last couple of years. But we'll see. We'll see how October, November, and December round out. And a big part of that is going to be understanding what's happening in the mortgage world. So with that, let's bring in Jared Hudson to talk all things mortgage. We're going to talk about interest rates. We're going to talk about government shutdown. Let's do this. Come on in.
Well, hey, how are you?
I'm good. You doing all right?
Doing well.
All right, you got all the dish here. Let's talk interest rates first. What's
Okay.
going on? Tell us what's happening in the interest rate environment right now.
So we're still at year lows right now, which is great news. We're going to have a little volatility coming up just due to the government shutdown, which we'll get in. But conventional right now, we're running about 6.3. FHA, VA, we're at around 6.1.
And
So
that's
a
for you guys who have been tracking these market updates, that's the lowest rate report we have seen in a long time.
Yes.
A while.
I mean, it's been close to a year.
Yeah,
So.
it's been a while. So that's good news. That's things, while pricing is still increasing, as we've seen, at least affordability, as interest rates come down some, it makes an affordability change for buyers who are in the market right
Absolutely,
now. So that's a good thing. Okay. Do we need to talk government shutdown now?
I believe so.
Okay.
There's been a lot of questions.
Yes, there have been a lot of questions. And really, when we're talking government shutdown, where our biggest obstacles probably come in are with our government-backed loans, which are going to be FHA, VA, and USDA. But if there's something I'm not considering about how it impacts some of a conventional loan, let's talk about all of that. Give me the information.
Okay, so when it comes to VA, FHA, we are expecting the we're expecting those to run as usual. Now, with that does not mean there will not be any hiccups, as in staffing issues, correct?
Okay.
Or documents that are needed, such as tax transcripts or tax documents coming from the government. USDA has put a pause, so if they do not have a commitment already out there, then there is no USDA loans for right now.
Yeah. Is that so? Pausing on USDA, they're not initiating any new loans. If something is in process but does not have the commitment letter, it's no longer in process. So with that, if everybody went back to work tomorrow, which is Saturday, they wouldn't go back to work tomorrow. If everybody went back to work on Monday, what would that look like? Would everything come back quickly, or would there still potentially be a pause on everything for USDA?
No, so they will open it up as soon as the government opens back up.
Okay.
However, there will be a backlog.
Yeah.
I mean, you take a week out of USDA loans, and it's going to take them a little bit of time to catch up.
Unfortunately, it's not like a week off work equates to a week we're caught up.
Correct.
In my experience with the government loans, if they're a week out of commission, they're probably 30 days backlog.
Yes.
Easy.
Yeah, because it's not just our area, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nationwide. So it will create a backlog. But hopefully they'll jump in, get through it, and get us back on track quick.
Yes.
Now, one other factor, and this would actually affect conventional loans, is flood insurance. So FEMA is not offering flood insurance right now.
Okay. I did not know that.
Yes.
So that is news to me too, so that's good to know.
Now, the good news is there are third-party insurance companies. It's just a little more pricey than usual. So there's routes to get around it. However, it's not conducive for the buyers.
So if, in understanding that now, if somebody needs flood insurance and they've got to go to one of these third-party companies to make it happen, once the government shutdown is over and everybody's back to work, is that something they could get changed back to FEMA? What would that look like?
To be honest with you, I have not looked into that.
Okay.
We were just finding this out yesterday, so I'm trying to catch
up.
This is not a
so we'll report back on that detail.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the third party at least gives us options. It's just a little more pricey.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
So.
And can you may not, I'm going to put them on the spot with numbers here. Can you give me like an idea, either percentage wise, how much more, or like, hey, for our average sales price, 280 range, like flood insurance, how does that impact? Like when you say it's a little more pricey, by what are we talking? A few $100s, a few $1,000s? What does that look like?
Yes. So you've put me on the spot.
Okay.
I've not dove into that. That is not an area we usually have to jump into.
Yeah, it's not something you usually have to deal with. Now, it is something we've got
to catch up with, and we're trying to catch up.
Yeah, that's fair enough. We did not script these talks, so sometimes I'm coming up with questions and they may require more research. So that is quite all right. That's what we're here for, is to ask the questions and get the answers. So what we'll do is work on getting those answers, and next time, maybe we'll just do an update talking about where everything is as things evolve with the government shutdown and how it's impacting the industry depending on how long that shutdown lasts. So, okay. Well, I think, is there anything else you can think of we need to talk about today?
Fingers crossed, we just need to get the government back up and running.
Yes,
so we can get everything back on track.
I know. Like, nobody likes the government shutdown. Nobody likes that. Okay. What we're going to do is get more details together about some of this information, some of these questions, and get it out to you guys. But if you've got more questions, please always feel free to reach us. Jared, how can they reach you?
They can reach me through phone number 706-681-9797 or email jared.hudson@northstarlending.com.
And easy enough for me, email me, kim@kimmixon.com, or call me, text me, 706-332-6349. And of course, all of our team members are well-versed. They know how. If they don't know the answer, they know where to find the answer. So if you reach out to any of us, we will be able to help you with all things real estate and all things mortgage. So that's it. We're going to wrap up this third quarter market review, and you will see us again you'll probably see us again just to give you some updates on what's happening as it evolves with the government shutdown. But beyond that, for the next market update, it is going to be the end of the year update. So it'll be January when we sit down talking about how the whole year ended and what it meant for us in 2025 and projecting looking forward into 2026. So
I'm excited.
Yes,
looking forward to 26.
Yes, me too. Good things ahead.
That's
Good
right.
things ahead. All right, you guys have a good one. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.